Hello everyone, my name is Herald. I'm a creator of small modular Total War Warhammer 3 mods, and we are back together for the second episode of my Wulfrik the Wanderer campaign, which I'm playing together with my mods, Herald's mods. We are continuing the campaign off the coast of Lustria after having established an altar in the Monument of the Moon. We have dedicated the altar to the Crow, which is of course Nurgle, as everybody knows except the Norscans apparently. And we are going to check the research tree, which is where we've stopped the last episode of the Let's Play. So let's see what the Norscans have available after the Norsca rework, which dropped with 7.0. So we have 3 tabs, the first being War Customs. So as we can see, this is dedicated to the different branches of the Norscan military. The first one is dedicated to Marauders, which is the one that is most likely going to be the most interesting branch to us. Natural Selection, this is about a selection of mostly smaller monstrous units, and Secrets of Taming, which seems to be more dedicated to larger single entity monsters that Norsca has access to. The next tab is Tribal Strength. We have Untiring Sentries, so let's check it out a little bit. What everything do we have as options down the line here? So from what we can see, it's a mixed bag of various things. What about here? Alright, so this one seems to be more dedicated to military forces on the campaign map, which is fine, of course, very important for Norsca. While this is more in general campaign goodies. Now, this Conquests tab, I'm thinking, okay, I do not think that this is specific to Wulfrik. He probably has these in this tab as the technologies which are specific to him, while Conquest seems to be dedicated to the different areas of the world, the different races in Immortal Empires, or at least geographically. Okay. So these technologies are locked behind winning battles against specific races in Immortal Empires. So for example, this is winning battles against Bretonnia or occupying their racial capital, which is Couronne. Here we have the same thing, just against Wood Elves and the Oak of Ages, Empire, or occupying Altdorf, Vampire Counts. You get the drill. So we're going to need to be playing for some time to even be able to have access to these technologies. So we have to choose between Tribal Strength and War Customs. We are mostly currently fielding Marauders, so this is the branch that would be the most interesting to us. And here we have campaign benefits. Now, we see here a benefit being Control +1. In vanilla Total War Warhammer 3, this wouldn't be much of a benefit. But considering we are playing using one of my mods, which is Herald's control mod, Logistics and Economy, we actually have control being much more impactful, as we can see here. So there are many more benefits to control, or the opposite of benefits, in case the control is not on a high level, or rather is in the negative. So the effects are a little bit different for the negative side and for the positive side, as I did not want to make this too unorderly and unreadable with the various effects. So I made a choice for the positive effects and for the negative effects. Some are the same, like for example growth, which we also have as an effect in vanilla for control, and recruitment cost, for example. So we have them as a discount for the positive and extra recruitment cost when control is negative. And then for some of the differences, we have increased construction cost, casualty replenishment rate, and construction time, while for the positives, we have minus upkeep for armies in the province and increased campaign movement range for armies that start their turns in a province with high control. And as you can see, these effects scale with the control. So the reason why I'm explaining this, besides showcasing the mod a little bit, so in case you're interested, the effects are more or less the same for all of the races in Warhammer. I haven't been making much distinction to them, except in case of races which do have some faction-specific things which are related to control. For example, the amount of slaves that are getting killed off every turn for the Dark Elves. I believe laborers for the Chaos Dwarfs, and some other effects. Not everything comes to mind. Okay, so how much does +1 control do for us? We could say not that much, but let's see what else do we have in store. Okay, so this is something for sieges, basically. Diplomatic relations. We could say that that's pretty good, but... Okay, so we are staying in Norsca as well, so this is going to be useful for us. Does it also help with the Demons of Chaos? It does not. So we are going to bump into the Mask and Skulltaker in Lustria, but it seems that this technology does not buff up the diplomatic relations with these factions. Plague, growth. Growth is a useful one. For plague spreading, I do not think that we need to be worried about this anytime soon. We might be worried about this as we're going to continue going down into Lustria, and we're going to bump into Clan Pestilence. I guess they do have plagues. Maybe they still don't. I'm not much of a Skaven enjoyer myself, so you can definitely correct me down in the comments. A little bit of commandment bonuses, but it's mostly military related. Some tradable resources being produced. Venerate the 4 commandment, additional +3 control. Okay, this is going to be useful for us. I think I'm going with the war customs first. Leadership is going to be useful, recruit rank. I think this is going to be more useful for us at this state in the game. These are nice technologies as well to be buffing up our troops. We are also going to be training some Marauder Hunters very soon, as we are actually building a building just for that. However, it's going to be on rank 2, so we're going to need to wait a little bit for those Marauder Hunters, but we are going to get access to them most definitely. Okay, is there something else that we can do here right now? I would not say so. I think we can shift our focus to Norsca. So let's see what's going on here. So diplomatically, we are completely fine on this front. We do not have a war with any of the surrounding factions, but we could definitely say that it would be useful to finish this province to gain the entirety of it to be able to issue a commandment. Now, what can we actually recruit here? Not much. So we have marauders that we can recruit, and that's it until we level up. So it doesn't make much sense for us to be recruiting something right now. I wouldn't say so. I somewhat wouldn't say so. 2 turns, then that is going to need to be built up for us to be able to get Marauder Hunters. That's going to be in 5 turns. Can we win just with Marauders? The question is, what do they have to offer? They're probably going to have better units, as they have an empty construction slot. We could be recruiting more units using global recruitment, but I think that generally we should wait a little bit and just stand on this troll fjord until it grows a little bit, so we can get a little bit more out of it. I'm checking out these marauding diktats, which Norsca has access to after the rework. However, nothing seems to be of use right now. Do we want to despoil our own province? I do not think so. And that's a lot of minus control. I do not want a rebellion there. No. Okay, so we're going to play a little bit passively until we build up our forces. It might not be the wisest thing ever to do, but I would like to buff up our forces at least a little bit before we continue our endeavors. Not much we can do here, so what we're going to do is end turn. However, maybe just one final thing before we do that. Let's check out the victory conditions. And attain level 3 allegiance with one of the gods, so we are going to do that by establishing altars, defeat the lords from the following races: Empire, Lizardmen, High Elves, Bretonnia, Dark Elves, total of 15 of them. That should be achievable, especially as we are surrounded by Lizardmen and High Elves here in Lustria. Dark Elves we also have a little bit to the north. The Empire, well, we are now fighting with their placeholder faction here, but we also have them to the south of Norsca, as we do for Bretonnia. For the long-term conditions, for the long campaign victory, so we need to occupy, loot, raise or sack 60 different settlements, attain level 4 allegiance with any god, and defeat a total of 30 lords from the same races that we need to defeat for the short campaign victory conditions. Okay, I think that they scale quite naturally, one into the other. They seem to be rather interactive and rather straightforward. So that's nice. Let's end the turn. The game has auto-saved. That's good. Something maybe to add here while we're waiting for the end turn to skip over through all the factions. Someone might wonder, well, what's the point of this Let's Play? Well, for one, I'm actually going to enjoy the game. I'm going to share my experience with everyone else, and I'm also using the possibility of doing something like this to showcase a little bit of my mods, as I did now with Herald's control mod. So some of you might decide to enjoy some of my mods as well. Something else that I wanted to say here is, well, which of my mods do actually affect this campaign? And I haven't actually been thinking about that much as I started the campaign, as I'm more interested in the campaign because of the Norsca rework that came with 7.0 with the Tides of Torment DLC. But what is affecting my campaign here is the Herald start positions mod compilation in its entirety. More or less depending on the area of the world where we are playing, so the changes in Lustria are going to affect us more, and the changes in and around Norsca are going to affect us. And for the other mods, actually is going to be only the control mod, which I have mentioned, as the other mods are mostly related to other specific races, such as the Empire, such as Bretonnia, a little bit of Kislev, and just a tiny bit of Cathay. Okay, so we're still global recruiting over here. We are also going to recruit some Marauder Spearmen. The question is how many of them. So I would say that the Marauder Spearmen, they're alright, but the question is, what do we intend to do with them? I would like to field another unit of Marauder Spearmen, however. And that's what I'm going to do, and next turn we're going to be on the move. However, what we could do as well, considering it's probably going to take us 2 turns to get to this next settlement, I'm going to actually recruit 2 Marauders, 1 Marauder Spearman to pay a little bit less upkeep, and on the next turn I'm going to recruit 3 Marauder Spearmen.
Who's next?
Okay, did anything change on the diplomacy side of things? Not by much, not by much. Okay. Another enter. Aha! Yeah, so I forgot about this ogre camp. So we are going to be able to recruit 2 ogre bull units. So this is going to change our strategy by just a little bit. And I might actually decide to cancel one of these global recruitments, so we can fill in our army with the rest of these troops. Yes, that is exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to save some cash, and we're going to spend it on these ogres a little bit later. Well, next turn, that is. Feels a little bit odd to be camping for 2 turns in this settlement, but I think it is worth the opportunity to be creating a full stack as soon as we can, and then soon thereafter we might actually start creating another stack, either at Monument of the Moon or in Norsca, in Trollfjord. Okay, so we're gonna get some more recruit rank for our Marauders, which is cool. Okay, so as we can see, the movement through the jungle is going to be rather slow, actually. Which I'd say isn't exactly the best. It says that it's taking us 3 turns to get there. Okay, so we could actually skip a little bit. Ah, we could go by the sea as well. Okay. Now I feel a bit sorry that I skipped the recruitment of one of those Marauders, but maybe that's not that bad.
Where's my next quarry?
I'm pretty sure that we can actually
A challenge?
save some time. Save a turn by going by the sea. We're gonna recruit these ogres.
Brave sons of Norsca.
And we're going the sea route.
En route.
Okay, we're going to upgrade this altar. Yes, we can indeed be creating another army over here.
The correct path.
We're a little bit low on income, however. I do not feel exactly the best about going for another army just yet. We're going to upgrade this settlement, and we're going to buff up our marauders. Definitely.
Our knowledge or our masters?
Okay then. And we're going to skip for another turn. Also, what I've changed from the last time is that I have increased the game volume a bit, as it seemed quite much too quiet last time. If you think that I've over-corrected, please let me know down in the comments so I can make it a bit quieter in the future, or if you think that it needs to be still a bit louder.
To the four corners.
Okay. Let's attack the settlement.
They're finished.
Okay, so this seems to be a bit larger settlement, so the garrison is a little bit stronger than last time. For the sake of enjoying the game, I'm actually going to play out this battle and see what happens. Before we do, let's quick save. So this button, maintain blockade. Your fleet will continue obstructing escape by sea as long as the blockade is in place. So this is something a bit different. So this is basically a new campaign capability that we did not have before. As when you would attack by land, as you would besiege a settlement by land, the armies could still leave the settlement or enter the settlement by sea. So if we do this, that shouldn't then be the case. If you will have any questions, please write them down in the comments down below. Okay, so we've got lots of troops. What are we going to do with them? We're going to reinforce our flanks. Seems we cannot put them differently. Sadly so. We're just going to keep these marauder horsemen over here like that. Chaos Marauders over here. We have some bulls. Considering there are some flanking difficulties over there, I'm going to just put both of the bulls units here. Here's the other axeman unit. And we can leave these spearmen behind here as a sort of reinforcing unit wherever it might be necessary. Okay, so I'm going to group up these units. Maybe put them over here. And let's rush these poor southerners.
Obeying! Moving out! Do not disappoint the gods today! Their ire is worse than our foes! Spearmen! Wulfrik the Wanderer!
Okay, let's see the range on these crossbowmen, so it's going to take them a while.
Yes, chieftain! What do the gods desire?
I think we can start running and start picking our targets. They're getting a little bit nervous, which is great for us.
Bloody carnage!
Let's drop a Sea Fang over here.
Your death!
And a little bit of this, as they are shuffling quite a lot. And that is, again, great for us.
Drive on the move!
They can go here.
Chaos Marauders! Move on them! Doctor!
Okay,
Slaughterers of the weak! Wulfrik the Wanderer! They fall!
okay, they're causing quite much damage here. Let's just charge into them.
So big! Let us fight!
Okay, everyone is routing slowly.
Where's the battle?
Okay, this was quite a good battle for us. Decisive victory. Quite unexpected result, we could say. Probably we have lower casualties than if we auto-resolve this. We are now going to pillage this settlement most likely, but let's check it out first. However, another interesting thing that we could do with the army that we get from that is actually to use them as a reinforcing army to take out the last remaining settlement of the New World Colonies. Decisive victory, of course. Okay, so pillage spoils 277. Okay, let's see just what is Tooltip is saying. Occupy the settlement to have a starting point for your raid. Choosing to settle here will present the option to give up your lands in Norsca in return for riches. Well, we were already talking about this, so this actually seems to be a little bit late. Okay, thank you. Do we sack? Some income would be useful, I would say. But what do we do after that? And I could use the other army. Pillage and raise. If someone thinks that I've done the wrong thing here, please let me know.
Of the tribe.
Ah, so we can attack them immediately.
Wulfrik the
Wulfrik sadly cannot move now. Okay, so this is the pillaging army. It spawned on the sea, which is interesting. I did not expect this, but I like that. How is Port Reaver looking? A little bit too strong for
tribesmen gather.
our army over here. Does it increase our upkeep? I do not think it does.
My challenge?
No, it's free. It's a free army. Just the question is, what do we do with it? Do we need this army? That's the question.
Sigma, no.
What are they doing? Are they just being silly? Yes, they're trying to escape with this army. They're afraid of us. Well, maybe then this army isn't going to be necessary for us, and we can just
Now.
pull it over to get our pillage spoils back.
Another triumph for the Wanderer.
However, we can also just get them the next turn. So it isn't going to make a difference, and it can help us.
It is set.
Okay, I'm just going to get it here closer to our boy Wulfrik.
This way.
Yeah,
Fear me.
capture province, sure. This we can resettle
I
later.
am the Wanderer.
What do we do here? Spoilers, server die, Norse resilience, swelling of doom. For now, I don't really need casualty replenishment. So I like to sack and then colonize. Or do I just go with buffing marauders? To be honest, my army is mostly marauders, so I think I'm going with this actually. Huh. What do we have here? Recruit rank, lightning strike, fueled by war, upkeep -9, casualty replenishment rate. This is scary stuff, but this is also scary. Let's go with this for now.
Can never have enough tools.
Thank you. Okay, what are we going with over here? We do not have that much going on that we would need minus armor for something, and we don't have ranged. A lot of ranged. I would go for Gehenna's Golden Hounds actually. For extra damage. Metal shifting. When I'm casting, but what will I be casting? Okay. Okay, that's going to do for now over here. Let's see if we have some new diplomacy options. Magathkin. How interested am I in dealing with them? Not really. Okay, we do not have much going on, and we're going to take over Port Reaver. Hopefully on the next turn. Let's see what will Mr. Philip Billings do. Alright. Okay, we've got some bonuses from the game. Amid the suffocating pall of incense and the dying glow of braziers, the seer, half buried within the sundered chest of the sacrifice, appears as a grotesque offspring of a gate wrought from bone and sinew. His eyes, milky and sightless, indifferent to the feast of flesh, rise to meet yours with dreadful lucidity. In the rattle of his breath you sense an inchoate summons, bidding you trace the omen across the cartilage and scattered organs he charts with trembling fingers. Where do the portents lead the reaving horde? I'd like to have vision over something that is close between us. Marienburg, for example. Let's see what's going on in Marienburg. So, what do we have over at Marienburg? We have Luen Leoncoeur going after these orcs here, and Marienburg laying out in the open, ready to be despoiled. However, for the current state of things, the garrison is pretty good, and we're quite far away, but we could go there, and we could despoil it, and then we could switch our effort to Norsca with Wulfrik's army. That actually sounds good. That actually does sound good. So how many units is here? 11? 11, I think, yes. We do have a mammoth, so that definitely helps. Okay, let's put these armies over here. For this army to be reinforcing, it does need to be on the land. So we're just going to blockade this port for now. Ah, Mr. Philip Billigins is back. Okay, so it was a good, definitely a good decision to bring this army here with us to reinforce us in this battle.
Denied. The eagle guides me. Sigma forbids this.
Yes. Great. Let's just quick save. And we're going after Port Reaver. Okay. Yes. I definitely say that this was a good plan to bring this army along us for the ride. Philip Billings doesn't have much. It's just basic Imperial infantry. Do we want to fight this battle? I kind of do. The settlement does not have walls. Let's have a party. So the reinforcements are coming over from that side, and Philip Billings has retreated all the way back. Very well, Philip, you coward. We're going after you. We are going after you. Oh yes, we are. Don't you worry about that. Okay. Okay.
Wulfrik the Wanderer, as one for chaos. Very well, maneuvering.
We'll start walking slowly as we are waiting for our reinforcements to arrive. We are also going to get a bonus for charging into their lines from the hill. Beware, Philip Billings, beware. And our reinforcements have also arrived, and they are going to flank these fools. They have started to wiggle around. Let's move him quickly in range.
Wulfrik the Wanderer, face your death.
Okay, let's start moving in the rest of the army. Okay, we are here as well.
Bring us to carnage! Ogres! Chaos marauders! Eat your souls! Eat your souls! Champion marauders! Moving!
Let's go, Wulfrik.
Annihilation! They fall!
That's a lot of damage.
They will succumb. Blood. Your will? Yes. Onwards. What? Sir, the gods gone. Charge! For the chaos gods! Throwing axes! No! Yes! Shaft them! Wulfrik the Wanderer! Yes! Bring us to carnage! Love them! Throw those axes! The inescapable one! Marauder champions! Keep it up! So be it!
Flank them.
Give us carnage! Bloody carnage!
Victory! Okay. So, by winning this battle, we have successfully gotten rid of the New World Colonies. This was their last settlement, including their army. They did come back after all, trying to defend their last settlement. What I would do now is sack the settlement and then colonize it. And then we're also going to see what are our options actually after sacking a settlement. Sack, 3,000 gold.
Village with abandon!
Got some items.
Wulfrik the Wanderer! Chase them down!
Ah, yes, we do not need to colonize this settlement. This is a regular Norscan settlement. We could raise altars, but I'm not going to do that here. We're going to occupy. Faction destroyed, New World Colonies. Okay, so we have our first proper settlement here. Let's see how much is we going to... Ah, it's okay. We still keep about half of our income. And we do have our first settlement in the province of the Isthmus coast. We could get rid of these ogres over here. They are in raiding stance. I do believe this is going to affect our control level. And control level, when using my control mod, is a more important factor, so we are most definitely going to get rid of these ogres. And after that, I do believe we can slowly but surely start preparing for a invasion of Marienburg.
Where's my next quarry? To the four corners!
Okay, so let's see, what would we do here? Do we need to be wasting much time?
You're a pretender.
So what, he cannot move? He can.
Denied.
Okay, so
This way. Madness. No. Not a chance.
so what does he need to do to be... He needs to enter the settlement. And he cannot do this turn. Interesting.
They can run.
Okay.
Despoiled.
So we need to wait for Wulfrik to be able to leave the settlement for this army to be able to convert into pillage spoils. Interesting, I suppose.
Let's fight. Fear me.
I will go with the spoilers now, as we are going to pillage Marienburg, and that's going to give us a lot of money. So that's well spent here.
Another reward from chaos.
Over here, I'm thinking, what do they have? I guess against those great swords, this could be useful. So I would go for Plague of Rust.
I'm listening. Marauders all.
Which one are we choosing here? Are we going for the Nurgle or the more undivided side? Having Chaos Warriors of Nurgle right now could be useful. And the spawn of Nurgle is useful, but not as useful over here. They are more useful there in the Empire. Here, well, depends who are we going to fight against. If we're going to fight against greenskins, then anti-infantry is going to be good. I think I'm actually going to go for these. If we will need these javelins, we can build them up over here at Port Reaver. How is our relation with Skeggy now? Not very good. Not very good. 0.
Straight to business. Where shall we raid next? The longships are ready.
A bit too much. So we can wait for our relations to improve a little bit, so we can get a non-aggression pact with them. And we can most likely expect for the Lizardmen to come Skeggy's way. Yes, they have eliminated their starting enemy. The starting enemy is no longer... the Lizardmen are not bugged anymore. They're AI, at least for the most part. In my tests, when 6.3.4, I believe, dropped, I still saw bugged AI, more or less, in the examples of Cult of Sotek. And when using Mixu's Unlocker, Gorrok was still bugged. But as we can see, this does not pertain to us a lot in this scenario over here.
The eternal challenger.
Okay, so we can recruit another lord. Well, I guess I will continue thinking about this next time. What to do exactly. I am a little bit tired. I couldn't really sleep last night, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit more quiet than yesterday. I do hope that you still enjoyed this episode of this Let's Play. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already and you are actually watching this as the second episode, please subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when new episodes drop. Like the video, join the Discord server to join discussions there, and see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.